What's going on YouTube? This is the Scarlight Squad bringing you the deck of the week. Today's deck is...
BUSTER, BLADER, Magicians.
Players, is there anything you say before we get into the deck profile?
This deck might not seem to be, that special because it's BUSTER Bladers, but when you get to see this profile, you'll soon see that it has a lot more power than you would initially expect. So just using the power of Magicians, you could pull off a lot of crazy combos, and when I show off this profile, I can definitely see that, and I can show you all that you can definitely try out this build. I highly recommend it as a fun deck.
Alright, let's get into it.
So starting off, we have 3 of the main. Just to say, initially, I only play the 3, I don't play the original, because the original doesn't have a lot of power to it. I just don't run the emblems. Just these 3 will be fine enough for the build because they have powerful effects and I can get them off much more easier. So that, and I have 3 Buster Whelps. These, if you normal summon them, you can search these out or just any other destruction sword card. So he's usually your normal summon, your first turn play. You can basically just set him up as a tuner, and after that he has 2 effects. So if you tribute him, you could special summon 1 from your graveyard, or if he's in your graveyard, you can discard a destruction sword and special summon him. So he can become a tuner, which can be returned from the graveyard to extend your combos, or you could just tribute him and revive back Buster Blader. And what that leads up eventually, because then you can make 7-8, which goes into Buster Dragon. And he'll be very, very important later on. So that aside, we have 2 Buster Destruction Swords. These are basically phalanx, but they can only be used once per turn. Yet, if you equip him and you leave on a Buster Blader, you can basically lock down extra deck summons from your opponent. So, and it also works very good with Buster Dragon. So only at 2 because I want to see him more often. He works good with Wear Off now, and he's just good. For our Pendulum aspect, we have 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. He works great off Sky Iris. So normally, I just want to get fodder off right away, so that I just pop a scale, I search this low scale. If I ever need to go first turn, I could just set him up, and when I get my plays off, I could Pendulum summon these, and I have the option of going into a lot of rank 7 play and synchros. He's pretty much fodder if I don't have Buster Blader, or if I can just use something else besides Buster Blader. So that's an option. I have Wisdom. It's obvious. I have 3 Oath. Originally, before the ban list, I only played 2 Oath, but because Wisdom got hit, Oath was really needed at 2. No, at 3. Sorry. He's just a very good low scale card. He can revive this. He's just so good. Zonki / Destruction. He's just very good at negating light monster effects, and he can negate. Not only that, he could basically give you leeway into Rebellion, and that's a good alternate way of winning the game. And that's the thing. 3 Pit, obvious. Tuning Magician. She is one of your ideal tuners for the deck. So basically, you will be just spamming tuners and level 7s, and you keep making level 8 synchros. And she's very suitable for the deck, because if you discard this card with Pendulum Call or any other means necessary, like Foolish or Mathematician, then you can just summon her out easily, make a level 8, and then Omega. Yeah. We have 2 Maxi. Usually the deck was made to be faster because it originally had 3 upstarts and possibly Chicken Game, but the deck needed some sort of defense against much more faster decks. So this would be good if you needed to go like turn 2, and you can draw a lot of cards. Mathman, very good for first turn. Not very good the rest of the game, but you can dump Low Bow for tuning. So you can just get that to the graveyard and just keep going your combos. It's very good with Wear Off Thou. Because Wear Off Thou, you get to search Whelp if you have Low Bulb, or if you have Tuning, if you special summon them. And you search your Buster Bladers, so that's pretty good. The rest of our spell lineup, we have Fusion. So you could Fusion summon basically anywhere on the field, any dragon monster. So you have Buster Dragon, they can treat them as any dragon monster. And then you could Fusion summon using this card anywhere, anytime, because it's quick play. And you could always discard one card and bring it back. So it works off well by adding cards. Cards back. So yeah, it's good fodder. Recall, pretty obvious. Foolish, Indisputed, 1 for 1. Yeah, you get the idea. Rigeki for the effortless removal. Twin Twister. It's very good at discarding cards in your hand, like the tuners, because they can get cloggy, and you really need a way to get rid of their back row. The one Upstart Goblin. Sacred Sword. In case I have a spare Odd Eyes or a spare Buster Blader, just to get rid of them and draw 2, so it's not that bad. And for the only trap we have Scolding. So since of course I don't have any other trap cards in the deck, you can use this card very well just to set up. It's like if I can't kill them, I can just put this card face down and shut off whatever they're gonna muster. So for our extra deck lineup, we have the Fusion Monster, which can basically negate the effects of all dragon monsters on the field, and also put them in defense position and force them as long as he's on the field. And he'll gain 1,000 for every dragon. So he's very good with Buster Dragon, obviously, because he can make every monster on the field dragons, and he could do a lot of piercing damage, but you don't really see him that much often, just as a good card to ward off fields, and he'd be pretty good during Blue Eyes era. Here he is the star of the show. So basically him, if you summon him, you would basically activate his effect, which means if you have no other Buster Bladers in the field, you could special summon Buster Blader. And if you have someone like, let's say, Whelp, which you left in the field, which was normal summoned, you could synchro into, let's say, another Buster Dragon. So from here, you could just keep going, and just as long as you have like tuners like Low Bulb or something, you can just keep going and going until you can just choose to go into Omega or something like that. You can just go into rank 8, so you can make Felgrand and Hope Harbinger, which I don't have currently. I run 3, obviously. You should just run 3. Omega, just so you can shuffle, return your banished monsters, and it's obviously a great card. Ignister, you could if you summon this using Odd Eyes, or it's obviously a great card. Great removal tool for Cosmos and whatnot. Scarlight, great for if you want to push for OTK. He's the one card you would need. You would see him often. Crystal Wing, only as an experimental card. You could just only use him with like Odd Eyes Meteor Burst if you have Oath and a tuner. And then if you have another one, you can just make this. It's not that ideal, but you can try something out. Hot Red, if you get this to work with, say, Scarlight or Buster Dragon, using a tuner in that makes Hot Red. You can have him on the field. You can negate any face-up card, or when he does damage, you can summon a tuner. So you can continue like spamming combos. He's just a very great boss monster on the field. For Exceed lineup, we have Absolute. So when he floats, he floats into basically Rebellion, and he just prevents. He's just a good body on the field just to have. You have Big Eye, Flare, and Felgrand, just for generic level rank 7s and 8s, and that's pretty much the deck.
Alright, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I'm pretty much just a normal, average locals player. I play metagame as like Cosmos and PK Fire, but I do enjoy playing fun decks like this deck, so it's a very good combo deck. So I would show it if I had time, but you should give it a try. You should experiment for yourself. So,
Alright. Thanks to Deck Profile. This is the Scarlight Squad signing out.